Does PSA engage in population control on certain cards? Let's talk about it. Hey, it's Mike. Thanks for tuning back in. Today's Wednesday. It has been, as promised, a chaotic week, and I am just getting to this after I'm done working on Wednesday. It's been so busy, and I'm really excited for Friday. No Attic Find Friday this week, but I'm interviewing Joe Poznansky Friday afternoon, and should post that video Friday evening. So yeah, really excited for that. Friday evening, I'm interviewing Friday evening. So a lot of people have commented over the years, and I see videos, I see forum posts. PSA is doing population control, and it's quite a conspiracy theory. I love a good conspiracy theory. I don't believe really any of them that I've ever heard, except maybe that the NBA froze the Patrick Ewing draft card, right? I like that one. I just enjoy a good conspiracy theory. But this one, we're going to talk through it. There are some parts of it that I think make sense and some parts of it that really, really don't. So first of all, we have to ask, how do third-party graders like PSA benefit from controlling the population? And some people will say, well, they don't. It doesn't make any sense for PSA to control population because they only make their money from grading fees. They don't make money from selling cards. Except they do make money from upcharges. And by controlling the population of a card, and I'm not saying that they control population. So before anybody says, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, that's not where this video is going. There are a lot of different questions to be answered here. So if PSA gives out 10s on everything, then their value plummets. The value of PSA slabs plummets. And the one thing PSA has over all the others is the value of their slabs is higher. SGC has better customer service, better turnaround time, more consistency. PSA, though, their slabs, for the most part, sell for more, and that's what PSA hangs their hat on. And by controlling the population, the theory goes that they continue to be able to upcharge when they do have the rare 10. Another thing to consider is that PSA is owned by collectors. Collectors also owns Golden. And is there a little, hey, we want these cards to be worth more. We want you to control the population on certain low pop cards so that when we do get one, it's worth a lot more. It's possible. I don't think that there's some mandate from PSA or from collectors that graders grade things harder. Certain cards, I don't think they have a list that says 1989 Griffey, don't give out any 10s. I really don't think that, but I do think that there's something to this theory, and we'll talk through it. One problem I see in a lot of the analysis out there is that people compare 1989 Upper Deck to 1990 Upper Deck or 1968 Topps, where there's a theory that the Nolan Ryan rookie card is under population control, to like 1961 Topps. Or people are comparing the Nolan Ryan card to the Bob Gibson card in 1968. I watched a video by Vintage Card Curator. Very, very good video. Very interesting. Very well done. My only question with that is it's difficult to compare player to player, set to set. What we need to be able to do, and I think we're unable to do, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is compare what was the gem rate or the 9 rate on these cards in, say, 2018 versus now. And really, does that even tell us if there's population control happening, or is it just telling us that PSA is getting tougher, stricter on their grading? I don't know. And so again, I don't have any clear-cut answer for if they're doing population control, but there's just so much to consider here. Two cards that people point to all the time are the 1986 Fleer Michael Jordan and the 1989 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. The gem rates are so much lower than all the other cards in those sets. It's true. But if you are a collector and you have a Michael Jordan, you are far more likely to grade that card than you are of the Fat Lever card or even the Hakeem Olajuwon card. You may not grade that if you think it has low chance of getting a high grade. Hakeem Olajuwon, that 7, in a 7 is not worth a lot of money. So you're going to grade it if it's a 1 or a 2. The Jordan card is iconic no matter what grade it's in. Everybody wants the Jordan card. I would love to have it in a PSA Authentic or PSA 1 slab. But even those are tons and tons of money. Not only can you profit from it, but then you have, if you keep it, you have an iconic card in your collection. I have a PSA 5 Ken Griffey Jr. 1989 Upper Deck, and I'm thrilled to have that. I would send in almost any condition of either of those cards, or 52 Topps Mickey Mantle, for example. All right, Michael Jordan. Of all the ones in the 1986 Fleer set, the Jordan makes up 88% of them. It also makes up 95% of the cards that are classified as authentic. The Griffey 89 Upper Deck is even more staggering. 97% of ones are the Griffey card in that set. 93% of the PSA Authentics are the Griffey card. Because if you have one, you're going to send it in. The chances are much, much higher of you sending it in anyway than you would of a, I don't know, Otis Nixon. Certainly, John Smoltz was a rookie in 89 Upper Deck. Randy Johnson too, right? How likely are you to send in either of those cards if they don't look like they are a 10 candidate? But with Jordan and Griffey, they're far more likely to be sent in without a gem potential because people want them in a PSA slab or in a slab in general. Now, Nolan Ryan, again, that Vintage Card Curator video, again, very, very well done. I'll link to it if you want to watch it. I think you should watch it. It's really good. Really well produced from just a guy like me. It puts me to shame. He compares it to a lot of different cards, but one of them is the Johnny Bench card. And I think if I'm looking at Johnny Bench was Rookie of the Year in 1968, the year that came out. So he was already a star when those, I tried finding the release date of 68 Topps. I couldn't find it. If you know, let me know in comments. Also, let me know what you think about the theory that PSA is controlling population. Comment that. But Bench was already a star early on. Nolan Ryan wasn't until like the mid-70s, really. Bench was Rookie of the Year. He got MVP votes. Nolan Ryan got no MVP votes, didn't even get any votes to be Rookie of the Year. Now, Jerry Koosman did. Koosman, the other member of that 68 Topps card, came in second place in Rookie of the Year and was higher in the MVP voting than Johnny Bench. But were pitchers important in the hobby in 1968? I don't know. I think it's more likely that the gem rate for Johnny Bench is higher because Bench was a hitter and people were more likely to love Johnny Bench and take better care of his cards. So I also think that there's some luck involved in gem rate, but let's consider the fact that maybe when you're looking at these massive cards, let's be honest, Nolan Ryan rookie card is more important than Johnny Bench card now. If you're a grader, you're more likely to spend more time looking at these big cards than you are of a 2023 Topps card that gets sent in. How much time are you going to spend on one of those cards versus a 86 Fleer Jordan? Whether by mandate by PSA to reduce the grade or because you want to get it right and you look more closely at it and you're more likely to find flaws. Just my theory. I also think that most people are really unable to grade cards by eye. I'm really bad at it myself. I know I just got 2 10s unexpectedly out of 5 cards that I sent to PSA, but most people have a really hard time looking at cards and saying, this is a 10, or being realistic with their cards. It's like everybody thinks their kids are geniuses. Everybody thinks their kids are beautiful. Everybody wants their cards to be 10s. So it's hard for most people to be objective about what their card's condition is. Plus, I think when everything was cheap, when card grading was cheap years ago, everything was sent in. You want a PC card, send in your cards. It's a lot different now when cards are much more expensive to grade. You're more particular about what you send in. So I want to know what you think. It's a really interesting topic. I don't think there's a clear-cut answer. I don't think it's some conspiracy, but I don't think that there's nothing to it. I think there are a lot of answers to why PSA is tougher on certain cards, as well as the fact that certain cards are just more likely to be sent in and more likely to be scrutinized more tightly. All right, thanks very much for watching. I'll be back, I think, each day this week with more videos. Have a great rest of your week.